Hello, everybody, and welcome to Mrs. Cunningham's 4th grade class. Today we're going to talk about some information. First, you get to know a little bit about me. Then, we're going to talk about the difference between hybrid and all-class instruction. Then, we'll talk about our class schedules. Next, we'll talk about SEL time. We'll talk about our expectations for learning, both at home and in person. We're going to talk about priority standards and what those are. Finally, we'll talk about some norms in my classroom and the way you can contact me if you have any questions. First, here's a little bit about me. I have been married to my husband for about 2 years. In March, we got a dog, and his name is Rudy. And I absolutely love to travel. That last picture is me at Lake Tahoe, which is where my sister got married. A couple other important things about me is that I graduated from Olathe North. So I love being right back here in Olathe. And then I went to Emporia State to get my degree in teaching. This is my 3rd year teaching at Central Elementary, and I've only taught 4th grade. In college, I studied abroad in Chile for 6 months, so I speak a little bit of Spanish. Hablo poquito español. We are in a hybrid learning model. So some of you will be in person, while some of you are virtual, and then you'll switch. When we are in person, the school day will look pretty normal. I'll still instruct you, teach you things. You'll still be traveling and going to specials. We will be wearing masks all day except for breakfast, lunch, and recess. Instead of turning in assignments via paper, we'll be turning in a lot of our assignments via Synergy, which will be on your iPad, and I will teach you how to do that. The most important thing is to bring your iPad fully charged every single day. When you are at home, on the days that you're learning from at home, you will still be learning the exact same thing that the students in school are learning, but it'll just look a little different. Instead of hearing it come directly from me, you might see a video of me or another teacher teaching you. Every single morning, we'll have a Zoom meeting for 45 minutes. You'll get to see the rest of the kids in your class. We'll have our morning meeting. We'll have SEL time, and we'll have read aloud. Keep in mind that more Zoom meetings could be added throughout the day during the semester, but for now, we're just starting with ones in the morning. You will also be turning in all of your assignments via Synergy, and I'll teach you how to do that too. You will not be on the iPad for the full 360 minutes of the school day. We'll have lots of fun activities that require you to get off your iPad and use pencil or paper or get out and move around your house or apartment. This is what our schedule looks like for when you are in person. Of course, it could always change a little bit, but this is the basics. Feel free to pause to really look at the schedule. This is what your schedule will look like the days that you do not come into school. Every morning at 8:15, you'll need to get ready to have a Zoom meeting. That's where you're going to get your attendance for the day, so you must be on time. During the rest of the day, it's up to you to get all of your course content done. Those are like your assignments. The specialist teachers like PE and music and library and art and computers will also have assignments for you. And guess what? You even get to have 2 recess breaks at home. Every day, it's also important that you're reading for at least 30 minutes. We might add additional Zoom meetings in the day. For some of you, some assignments may take longer. For other of you, it may be shorter. But just know that we are trying our best to help you fill your full school day with great information. Now, Wednesdays look a little bit different because no students come to school. On those days, when we have 5 whole days in the week, Wednesdays will look like this. From 8:15 to 9, we'll have our Zoom meeting. Then from 9:30 to 10:30, I'm going to have office hours, which really means I'll be sitting in a Zoom meeting, and if you have any questions, you can hop into the Zoom meeting and ask me. After that, we're going to have some small groups. So I might be teaching specific things to specific groups based on how you've been doing the past week. Some of you might be learning math, some of you might be working on reading. The time and how long those last, I'll let you know that every single week because it might change. The rest of the day, you have to complete any assignments from the course content for that day. SEL. That's something you might have heard about a lot. It stands for Social Emotional Learning. And we get to learn about that every single day at the beginning of the day. I think it's the best way to start our day. Listed are some topics that we might talk about throughout the entire year. Here are some expectations I have for when you are both in person and virtual. Of course, we'll talk a lot more about those first couple weeks of school. When you are in person, I expect you to wear a school-approved mask at all times. We want to keep each other safe. I also expect you to bring a fully charged iPad and any other notebooks or books or binders that are going back and forth between home and school. Every day, I expect you to come and be ready, respectful, and responsible. Also, school starts a little earlier this year, so you need to arrive on time at 8 o'clock. If you are at home learning, especially on Zoom, I expect you to keep your video on. I want to be able to see what you are doing, making sure you're not messing around. I also expect you to know how to mute your microphone so that when I'm talking, your voice can't be heard. When we're on Zoom, I expect you to be sitting and focused and not playing with a pet, not getting up and down, not playing with other toys or playing video games. It's time for learning when we're on Zoom. I also want you to try to find an organized learning spot in your home. It doesn't have to be fancy. It could just be a quiet corner on the floor. It could be a couch. It could be a desk. It could be a chair at your kitchen table. Just somewhere where you're going to be able to learn without being distracted. You also need to bring pencil and paper every single time we have a Zoom meeting. Priority standards. Something that you might have heard about before. The district has compiled a list of all the most important and necessary information for each grade level for each subject. We'll still be teaching everything a 4th grader is supposed to learn, but we're really going to focus on the priority standards because we have decided they are the most important. And because we have less time together this school year, this will really help teachers to focus on that important information. And it also is going to keep all the whole grade levels, all 4th graders, on the same pace. So that way, in January, if everyone comes back to school, we all have learned the same things. Here's a few random things about my classroom. Number 1, you should bring a water bottle every day. I'm going to also make you take it home and wash it every day. But there will be no access to drinking fountains, only sinks to fill up your water bottles. So please make sure you're bringing one to stay hydrated. Also, you can bring a healthy, non-messy snack every day, and we'll find a time in the day to enjoy them. Something you might know about my classroom is that I have flexible seating. I am going to continue to have flexible seating during COVID, but it will be with social distancing, and you'll have your own items so that you're not sharing with other students. You'll have 2 different options for a chair. You can have a normal chair, or if you've earned it, you can have a wobble stool. I'll also have a spot for you around the room away from others that has a yoga mat and a lap desk so you can work on the floor if that's what you would prefer. Every single thing will be sanitized every day and deeply cleaned on Wednesdays and Fridays. If you need to contact me, here's my email. You'll also be able to contact me through Synergy, and we'll talk more about that once you have your iPads. And don't forget, Wednesday I have office hours via Zoom. Your emails and your course content will have the links to those Zoom meetings from 9:30 to 10:30 every week. I hope you've enjoyed learning about my classroom, and I hope you have a great day, and I can't wait to meet you.